Good morning, Trump's family. Welcome back to my channel. Have a good day, everyone, and God bless America. Alright, let's get into the news this Thursday morning. The movie is about to end. You will see a lot of arrests. Trump plus Q Great Awakening. World. JFK Jr. To be announced at Dallas rally October 17 as Pres. Trump's 2020 running mate. Dated September 20, 2020. It's coming. JFK Jr. October 17. Trump plus Q Great Awakening. World on Wednesday, the 6th of October, 2021. Where there are no storms, there are no rainbows. If you love rainbows, you have to love storms too. Winners never quit. Losers never win. Enjoy the storm. Grand finale. Salvation. Judy note. At some point during 10 Days of Darkness Tier 4B, US, the Internet Group, was expected to receive notification to set redemption, exchange appointments. Warning: one person's opinion only. A trusted source with high-up contacts indicated that 800s could go out to Tier 4B by noon Thursday, the 7th of October. That same source also had word that on that Thursday, the 7th of October, 10 to 7 or 17, trust account holders would have access to working capital. The date had been moved from Tuesday, the 5th of October. According to an official Manitoba Providence document, martial law was to be implemented in Canada, Australia and certain parts of the U.S. such as in New York and Wyoming from Friday 8 to Saturday, the 16th of October. 10 Days of Darkness? With the rest of the world to soon follow. If so, on that same Friday, the 8th of October. Exchange, redemption appointments could begin for Tier 4B, US, the Internet Group. It has been announced that a week later on Friday, the 15th of October, the general public would begin exchanging at the new international rates. On that same Friday, the 15th of October, implementation of the Nassara Law was expected to be announced, which included no more Federal Reserve, no more IRS. The U.S. would function on a flat tax system levied on new items only, with none on food or medicine. On Sunday, the 17th of October, an announcement may be made about JFK Jr., according to Trump plus Q Great Awakening. World. That's 17 days into Red October. Global food, goods, gas shortages. Grocery shoppers tell CBS LA. The prices are just so high. Everything just seems to be $1 to $2 higher. Cargo ships across the world experiencing halt. Workers who maintain supply chains warn of worldwide system collapse. Several industry groups have warned world leaders of a worldwide supply chain system collapse due to P restrictions. We're witnessing a P-induced buying surge by the American consumer, the likes of which we've never seen, he told the network on September 29. In remarks on September 29, Powell said that the current spike in inflation is a consequence of supply constraints meeting very strong demand, saying it's associated with the reopening of the economy, which is a process that will have a beginning, middle, and an end. It's very difficult to say how big the effects will be in the meantime or how long they last, Powell said during a forum hosted by the European Central Bank. The current price surge, he said, is due to bottlenecks in the supply chain, although he believes prices will eventually come down on their own. The surge will continue into 2022 before dropping. The Federal Reserve doesn't anticipate the current trend to lead to a new inflation regime, in which inflation remains high year after year, Powell said. Managing through that process over the next couple of years is going to be very challenging because we have this hypothesis that inflation is going to be transitory. We think that's right. But we are concerned about underlying inflation expectations remaining stable, as they have so far. Energy crises. France, Italy, Spain enter energy crises and sound alarm. UK. Gas prices in the UK surged by 40% on the day to a new all-time high as Europe's energy crisis deepens. Ukraine says Russia halts gas flows to Hungary, adding to jitters in European gas markets. Record natural gas prices over $1,900 per 1K cubic meters, up an incredible 22% since opening trade this Wednesday morning. The gap widens. U.S. trade deficit reaches record $73.3 billion amid ongoing spat with China. Over 1,000 Kellogg's U.S. cereal plant workers go on strike over cut to benefits in pay. Chinese-Taiwan conflict. WW3 fears as Chinese state propaganda warns, war could be triggered at any time after sending 38 aircraft into Taiwan air defense space yesterday. China sent 39 today. And Sarah coming 2021. That's a lot of comments. This is how you get the lemon. Chest up. Tsunami. Keeping a close eye on the tsunami. The last thing I read, which I think was earlier this morning, there was still seismic activity and there were still eruptions coming from the La Palma volcano. As of right now, we don't know necessarily if there is going to be a tsunami or not. In my opinion, one thing that you do not risk is life or death. If I lived on the coast, would not be at the coast right now because I'm going to be cautious with my life. My children need me in their life and there's no way I'm going to risk my life on a chance, especially knowing that the mainstream media doesn't tell the truth. Mainstream media lies, so I'm not gonna be lied to then because I was lied to die. In a giant wave. Not gonna do it. Time travel exists. I think the EBS is related to Red October. I think that's exactly based on the Q-drop set we just went over. That we're on the screen. I think the EBS has a major part in the massive arrests. I think people are going to panic when the comms go down. I think the EBS is going to be there to let us know what's actually going on. Mr. Poole. You guys don't know who Mr. Poole is? I thought you would know by now. Let me expand on that a little bit. I think I've said this before. In fact, I know that I have. Especially, social media accounts of Anons are not all run by one person. Mine. The one that you follow of me is run by one person. Me. But all of those names that you see out there, they're all at minimum two people. The ones that don't use their real names, they're at minimum two people minimum. Some of those accounts have up to 10 people in them. The largest one I think had, anyway, I don't know if they still do, but it was like 12 or 13 people. When you see in a non-account, don't think that you're looking at one person. The Anons go to great. What I have done coming out from my non-identity. You've seen what's happened to me, right? Why, you've seen my employment go away. You've seen my family go away. You've seen divorce. You've seen internet articles. You've seen me arrested. You've seen all of these things. This is what happens when you out yourself. Did I know it was going to happen to an extent? Not this bad, but you know what? Nothing can stop what's coming. China Ruiz. China. What's this China stuff? I'll talk about China as long as you stop spamming in the word China. So I don't have to mute you. China is an interesting country. China is run by the Communist Party of China, CCP as it's commonly referred to. The Communist Party of China is a very nasty group. They are communist socialist, if not communist most. Like. They're definitely full-blooded communists, no doubt about that. They instill that agenda within that country. That country has become a very powerful country. They make most of our goods, as you guys know. On a world trade level, they have annihilated everybody that comes in their path at any other country. You cannot compete with China in a trade war. Until Trump came into office, now, China has been run by the global cabal for many years, and it is where they siphon their money from. If they need money to steal an election, they go to China. Trump knew that was going to happen with China. Trump also knew that China was the laundering country, to speak of all of the illegal and illicit activities. That's why you wrote the EO, because of the money that would say that is involved with that country. With that said, President Xi very much wants the Communist Party out of China. President Xi as a figurehead has little to no power. It seems like he has the power. They want it to seem like he has the power, but in reality, he does not have any power. It is the Communist Party that runs that country. When the goes down here, is he's going to be there? Just like Putin will be there. Number 1. And on. Yes, aliens. If aliens exist, I believe that they come from the lands beyond. There is no outer space. The firmament is impenetrable. We have never escaped Earth. Earth is a closed circuit. If Earth was not a closed circuit, gas would not be able to be contained within Earth. Unless it was enclosed, you would literally not be able to breathe. The atmosphere cannot hold in gas. That is impossible. That is against the second law of quantum physics. Gas only exists within a container. Earth is a container that we have never escaped, therefore aliens from outer space do not exist. If there are aliens, they are from Terra Vista. They are from the lands beyond, over the ice wall of Antarctica. Into Terra Vista, it is a very cold, dark place that cannot sustain life. As we know, it could. Other life have emerged from there over the thousands of years that the sun has rotated around the central point of our greater realm, very possibly. If there are aliens, that's where they come from. Princess Diana was murdered. Catherine Telford is still with. Catherine Telford is not in the greatest health. I do communicate with Heidi on a regular basis. Catherine makes sure that her private nurses are informed and inform us of her condition, where she is both mentally and physically. We should be praying, I said. This many weeks ago. We should be praying for Catherine on a daily basis. I would love to meet this woman. If she allows it, when I am allowed to go in a few weeks. I fully intend to go to Utah. I've been a collector of silver for a very long time. The stage is set for silver to skyrocket. I should say tomorrow night. I'm sorry. Sunday night, which is going to be. I won't be live tomorrow night and Sunday night. I'm going to only do a PSI Zoom, and I'm going to go over the rest of the reasons why silver is taking a path from where it is. In the short term, probably to a couple hundred an ounce to 500 ounce to 1,000 an ounce. All the way up to potentially 100,000 an ounce. If you're missing the boat on silver, you are going to regret it the rest of your life. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I even started a company that could get you enrolled in a subscription-based gold and silver company. 107. Something weird about 107. He used to have some pretty decent intel along the same lines of the intel that I was receiving, so I always thought Juan was a. They must be informed from somebody, because if he knows the things that I know, and I know those things to be true, then somebody's telling him the same information. Did he ever have that information? Was he just ripping it off from people like me? I don't know. I never went back and actually took the time or looked at the timelines. But now, all he does is talk in circles. This is happening. No, it's not. It's happening. Again, no, it's not. It's happening. We're gonna March, April, October next year, June. Your head spinning after you listen to that guy. I've lost all. He's lost all credibility to me. Dinar. The Iraqi dinar. That dinar. You're all going to find out about that dinar someday. When you do, please remember that I said that the dinar. I never really want to hear the word dinar again for the rest of my life. A lot of problems could have been solved if not for that damn currency in Iraq. So the Iraqi dinar. The Iraqis overvalue their currency based on what the rest of the world values their currency at, and it's ridiculous. What the valuation is going to turn out to be? What the ratio is going to turn out to be versus the dinar versus the rest of the world. I don't know, but I hate that damn word, dinar. Folks, make sure that you follow me on all the different platforms. The good news is, I wrap this up because I do have to go a couple of minutes here. The good news is that people are waking up in mass. They have woken up in mass. People understand what's going on. Thank you for always watching and subscribing to the channel. Every channel subscribe.